Saying ain't so. What's up, YouTube? We're back once again with another sport topic, and today we're going to talk some football. Houston Texans football. Today we're going to talk about Houston Texans rookie QB, Davis Mills. Is he actually being overlooked and, dare I say, disrespected by the Texan fan base? Say it ain't so. But before we do that, like I've been telling you on the last couple of videos, the goal of the year is to reach 5K, 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. If we do that, I got something very special planned for a couple of my subscribers. So what I need y'all to do, I need y'all to like, share, subscribe, send it to your homeboy, your homegirl, your kinfolk, your cousin, your girl, your sister, your brother, your uncle, your next door neighbor, the people live down the street, the people you work with, whoever, your Facebook friends, your IG friends, your people on Snapchat, whoever. I need y'all to share it so we can like, share, subscribe, so we can reach the 5K. Because I got something very special planned. Y'all don't want to miss that. Y'all definitely want to be a part of this. You want to be a part of it, but the only way to be a part of it is to reach 5K. Also, hit them links in the description if y'all want to see the tech I use to record with. Also, some of the things I use to watch the game and enjoy the game on. Hit them links in the description. Also, follow me on social media. The links are in the description as well. I go live sometimes. You never know. I might call you up on the live. Next time I go live, I might call you up. But in order to do that, to get called up and to know when I'm going live, you gotta follow me first. So hit them links in the description and do that. Check it out. Help your boy out. Check it out. Hit the links in the description and let's get going. Now, like I was saying, Houston Texans rookie quarterback Davis Mills. Has he been disrespected by the fan base? Is he being overlooked? Especially being compared to these other rookie quarterbacks like your Trevor Lawrences and your Justin Fields and your Zach Wilsons and even the Matt Jones. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Because the short answer is no. But let's actually talk about it. Let's break it down. Because let's look at some of the numbers. Davis Mills has 179 completions off of 272 completions off of 272 attempts with a completion percentage of 65.8, having 1,737 yards, averaging 6.4 yards per attempt, 8 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, with a QB rating of 81.1. And if you comparing these things, like I said, to the other rookie quarterbacks, Davis Mills has more yards than Justin Fields, more touchdowns than Zach Wilson, and also has a higher passer rating than the number 1 overall pick Trevor Lawrence. He's had a couple 300 yard games. Had one this past week against Seattle. Had one against the Patriots. Also had one against the Rams. Those are his three 300 yard games, and it looked like his arrow was trending up. A lot of people think that. But a lot of people also think that Davis Mills is not a good quarterback. It's not the future. Maybe some people want Davis Mills to be the future, but some people feel like Davis Mills is not the future. I'm one of those people. I don't think that Davis Mills is the future. I think at best Davis Mills is a backup quarterback. I really think he's a third string quarterback, but at best, like the highest ceiling would be, in my personal opinion, is a backup quarterback. Because even though you look at those numbers, even though you're comparing it to other rookie quarterbacks, in the vacuum compared to other rookie quarterbacks, it's still not good because those are those numbers. Let me give you some other numbers. Just since we're talking about numbers, we're going to talk about some other numbers since we're going to do numbers. One of the numbers is, because he has a over 65 completion percentage, okay, that's decent. But his yards per attempt is 64, averaging 66.4 yards per pass attempt. That's 29th in the NFL. Right under Jared Goff, right over Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence, and Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett is last with 5.7. Trevor Lawrence is 5.9. Zach Wilson 6.1. And Davis Mills is 6.4. Also, even though his quarterback rating is 81, his total QBR is 29.2, which is 30th in the NFL. Which that takes into account the sacks he takes, also takes into account the drives, also takes into account interceptions, turnover worthy plays, just runs and stuff like that, scrambles when he should scramble, when he didn't scramble, things of that nature. That all takes place, and right now he's 30th in that regard because his total QBR, like I said, is 29.2. Also, he's engineered throughout the whole season because even though he started 7 games He started 7 games and then played 2 halves, the half against Cleveland, also the half against the Colts. So a total of total quarters played. He's played enough 8 games worthy, but he started 7. He has 15 scoring drives. He's engineered 15 scoring drives. If I be nice and round it up to 16, just to make it an even number, that's 2 scoring drives per game, which gives you a low mark of 6 points or a high mark of 14 points. And let's just say if you go for 2 2-point conversions, a high of 16 points. That's what he's producing. And how about this? The biggest tell-all, the biggest thing of all, he's 0-7 as a starting quarterback. He's winless. He's gone winless. See, this is the thing when people come up, oh, he threw 300 yards against the Patriots and 300 yards last week in Seattle. Oh, he threw 300 yards against the Rams and things like that. Oh, he looked good on his first drive. Yeah, he did look good on his first drive. But then the bugaboo sets in because he continuously does nothing after the end of the game. Nothing after the second. Nothing when time matters. When it's time to play, when it's time to, when it's not come time, when it's time to put your team in the position to score points, he does it. Only engineering, like I said, 15 scoring drives without an 8-game span. He's only engineered 15 scoring drives. If I'm nice and give him 16, just to round it up, that's only 2 scoring drives per game. That's not good. When you're a quarter, and I'm not saying that's what he's scoring, when he's throwing touchdowns. That's engineering scoring drives. That's field goals. Now, something that's also kind of skewed because sometimes he's got him in the field goal range, and they didn't miss the field goal. Also, it's times because your defense in a span had 10 turnovers in 2 games, your defense often putting you in position to get short fields. So really, maybe he's really not even engineering certain scoring drives. A lot of things, a lot of nuances, a lot of things can be factors into that. But the thing remains is he's only engineered 15 scoring drives in an 8-game span. That's not good at all. When you're a quarterback, your job, see, people think about, oh, a quarterback's supposed to throw touchdowns. He is. He's supposed to throw touchdowns. That's what he's supposed to do. But also, he's supposed to engineer scoring drives. Put his team in position to score. That's what you do. You're supposed to put your team in position to score. You're supposed to be able to flip field position. You're supposed to be able to keep the ball make sure the other offense stays on the bench and get cold. Make sure your defense stays on the sideline and be refreshed. Things of that nature. Make long drives, take out a lot of minutes out the clock, chew up clock, things of that nature. And then also, most importantly, if you need to score a point, you do it. If you need to get a 3rd down, you convert it. Things like that. Those are the things that Davis Mills not doing. Now, granted, one, he is a rookie. I understand that. I get that. Also, is it all his fault? Absolutely not. I mean, like I've been saying, this team is deployed of talent offensively. We don't have the same weapons that we used to have. The offensive line is up and down. And then also the biggest thing, David Culley and Tim Kelly, obviously. So it's not all on him. But also, he's not the end all be all. He's not the solution either. He might not be the 100% problem, but he ain't the solution either. So people go out there and be like, oh, Davis Mills is the future. Don't let those little 300-yard games fool you. Not to mention, 300 of those yards and 2 touchdowns against the Rams was in garbage time. Remember? You were down 28-0 going into the 4th quarter. They put their backups in. Not that they just played prevent defense. They put their backups in. They actually put their backup corners and linebackers and safeties in the game. Oh, and then you start throwing the ball downfield. So, no, you can miss me with the whole, because I think he went 14 for 14. He started the game 14-14, which is a NFL, which is a Houston Texans rookie record, which is the best record, the most straight completions start a game off. I think about the Texans period. I think it's the most ever completions to start a game off for the Texans period. It's the most ever by a rookie this season. It's the most ever by a rookie in the NFL period since I think 91 or 93 or something like that. But it's not the most ever in franchise history. The most ever straight completion at any point in time in franchise history is by David Carr, which is 22. And I know a lot of people can't stand David Carr. It is what it is. Sidebar, I'm not a hater of David Carr. I actually like David Carr. I think he was in a bad situation. A lot of things was his fault as well, but also I think he was in a bad situation as well. But stay with me now. But we can't be so thirsty for a quarterback because Deshaun Watson doesn't want to play football anymore. We can't be so thirsty that we sit up here and be like, we disrespecting Davis Mills. Because I get that a lot of times in my comments. I get a lot of messages talking about, man, why you be so in on Davis Mills? Why you like? It is what it is. Like I say, I not to be harsh because it's not that I don't like him. I just think that he is what he is. I think he's a backup quarterback at best. I don't think he really has the tools because I say he doesn't have the physical tools, and he just doesn't. He doesn't play like a franchise quarterback. Now, when you compare him to these other rookies, to me, that's more so an indictment on them. I told y'all coming into the draft, I wasn't a big fan of Trevor Lawrence. I wasn't. I wasn't a big fan of Trevor Lawrence. Zach Wilson, his tape, he got some throws out there that make you jump out your seat. He was very up and down at BYU. I say he could be similar to a Johnny Manziel type, which is a very up and down play. Watching him in person when the Texans played the Jets, I don't think Zach Wilson is it either. Justin Fields, I think Justin Fields kind of in a bad situation. I think the Chicago Bears need to get Matt Nagy up out of there. But I think Justin Fields has promise. I think when it's all said and done, I think Trey Lance is going to be the best quarterback in this draft. I know what Matt Jones is doing in New England, and he's actually he's definitely looking a viable franchise quarterback. Right now, the Patriots leading the AFC as far as being home field advantage. The playoffs start today. The Patriots will have home field advantage, so I get that. He's also being coached by Bill Belichick. Understand that as well. I can't wait to see exactly when Trey Lance actually gets a legitimate time to play. And I do think that Justin Fields is going to be better. I think those three are going to be the guys. And I think that Trevor Lawrence was more hype. I think Trevor Lawrence probably has staying power. He's better than Blake Bortles. But I don't know if Trevor Lawrence is ever going to be that guy they were proclaiming who's the best prospect since John Elway and Andrew Luck and Peyton Manning. I don't see that at all. Not nowhere. When you're saying that he's the best prospect since Andrew Luck and John Elway, John Elway has the highest grade that people have ever gave a quarterback coming to the draft. Andrew Luck is second, and then they take Trevor Lawrence is third. I don't buy into that. And seeing that Davis Mills in spurts has been outplaying Trevor Lawrence throughout the season. You know, Trevor Lawrence just threw 4 picks against the Titans last week. That right there, to me, is more so an indictment on this rookie quarterback class, and not upgrade that Davis Mills has a chance to be a viable NFL franchise quarterback, because I don't see it. So no, I don't think he's being disrespected. Is he kind of being overlooked, being compared to the other rookie quarterbacks? Yeah, that is an actual valid argument. You guys say he is being overlooked when you talk about the other rookie quarterbacks because he's been playing outside of Matt Jones, has been playing probably somewhat better. But then if you're just looking at numbers, it's more so based off of numbers. Because, I mean, we watch the games. You've seen you only get 3 points against the Colts. At Indy, you only got 3 points against the Cardinals at Arizona. You see that you got no points against the Colts the second time, even though he played the second half. You see that, it started off well. They scored a touchdown on the first drive, opening drive against the Seahawks. Then they get the other field goal in the second drive, and then they actually get a 61. That was more so coming February, getting the franchise record 61-yard field goal, and then you do nothing in the second half up until the last drive of the game, when the game is out of it, when you're down 33 or 30, or was it 31-13? And 31-16, whatever the score was, 31-13. And you go out there and you're moving the ball down the field then in garbage time. Same thing when you go up against the Rams and you're down 38-0 against the Rams at home, and then you decide to score 3 straight times and you're able to put up 300 yards in that game. The only game that he really legitimately played well in was the Patriot game, because that he did all that in the first half. But then again, when the second half started, when the Patriots started ruling back, you did not make the plays to make sure that you won the game. And you can sit up and say, we know the defense not doing many jobs. Actually, it's the opposite. The offense is not doing the defense any favors. The defense is constantly on the field for the majority of the game. Go look at all the games we played. Go look at the halftime scores. Those games are close going into halftime. They be one possession games going into halftime. The defense just can't hold up. Outside of the Patriots game, when you had a lead going into halftime, that's the game that the defense folded against the Patriots, and also David Culley made a bad decision when he did the whole punt. I guess it was trying to do a fake punt, and then they only punted like 10 yards away instead of being back down from 14. It was a short pump, and it was just a bad play when it came to that punt that they did against the Patriots, and that kind of started the ball rolling for the Patriots to come back and win that football game. And then last week, I was kind of disappointed in the defense against Seattle. They gave up a lot of big plays, a lot of chunk plays, and that probably caused them to lose that game against Seattle. Then also the offense not able to put up any points. But if you go look at the other games, the defense has handed you 5 turnovers. Now I know both the Dolphins game and the Titans game, it was a Tyrod Taylor joint. But the defense has been forcing turnovers. The defense forced turnovers against Kyler Murray. The defense harassed Kyler Murray. The defense got a safety against Kyler Murray. And you weren't able to do anything. Same thing against the first game against the Colts. If you go back and look at that game, that we lost 40-0 to Buffalo. Josh Allen did not play well in that game. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that game was 16-0 going into halftime. Or 14. It was a 2-possession game. The Texans just played not well enough offensively. I understand it was raining, the weather conditions, whatever. Go back and look at the game against the Panthers, like the Thursday night game against the Panthers. The defense has been playing well enough that if you had legitimate offense, if you had an above average offense, you probably would have won some more games. You wouldn't be 2-11. I'm not saying you're gonna be 11-2. I'm not even saying you're gonna be above 500. But you probably have 5 wins. I think if your offense played, if you had an above average offense or average offense, I believe this Texas team probably would have 5 wins. The 2 wins you got against the Titans and against Jacksonville early, and I think you probably won some other games somewhere here and there. Probably the Panther game. Possibly another game here and there. And understand 2 of those games, and that stretch was quarterback by Tyrod Taylor. You probably would have beat the Jets. I think you would have beat the Jets if you played some type of better offense. But I know that was a Tyrod Taylor joint as well. But in saying all that, and this whole thing of Davis Mills being disrespected and being overlooked compared to the other rookies, yes. Disrespected, absolutely not. He's not being disrespected because he is what he is. He's a backup quarterback that the Texans are going to have to filter through and watch play this year, and more than likely probably have to watch play sometimes next year before they actually put in and get an actual franchise quarterback, because I don't think they're going to try to get one this year. Look at the quarterbacks in this draft. You might as well just wait to another year. I hate to say another year or 2 because I don't want to wait that long, but I don't think you're going to find your future franchise quarterback coming up in this draft. And I don't think your future franchise quarterback is on the roster unless you're talking about number 4. But we already know how that is. He don't want to play here, and they really don't want him to play as well. So it kind of, But all in all, like I said, this whole thing about Dave Mills being overlooked and being disrespected, stop it. Stop it. He can't engineer scoring drives. Doesn't win football games. That's really it. All the other numbers that you give me compared to the other rookies, stop. Oh, he looked good in the first drive. Oh, he looked good against the Patriots. What do you do the rest of the game? What do you do in other games prior? Don't just give me one game in a couple of quarters. What is he doing? Now, you talking about comparing him to other quarterbacks, I understand that. But then again, don't let the inept of other quarterbacks of this season, just there's a bad draft year, make you look foolish and think this guy's the actual guy. Like, subscribe if you haven't, comment below. If you haven't, click that bell, get more videos. I holla.